your friend and mine, Politics Peach, y'all. Give it up for Politics Peach.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My sister.
But these people aren't reaching out to me. You know, they're not gonna go against who they stand for, and I'm not gonna be tricked into some conversation with someone to try to twist who I stand for. Right. Now back to what we were talking to earlier about. I had a friend reached out to me last night, and I'm gonna let you interject in a few seconds. Sorry, but I had a friend. I've been wanting to get this out for a minute too.
Right. Like, bear with her, y'all. She got a lot to say, man.
Oh my gosh.
This Russian label stuff is horrible stuff, man.
It has real world consequences. It's really not. This is serious. And then when you got and Mascot Maxine Waters, and I'm gonna call it Mascot Maxine, with this Trump 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
But where's the policy for our people?
Yep.
Where are you standing on that? Where were you when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for the last year? And it didn't become an issue until Trump opened his mouth.
Yep.
And it's not even an issue now because it became about Trump. It didn't become about what he was kneeling for. His name was his picture was completely erased off of Sports Illustrated magazine, as though LeBron James and Stephen Curry were the ones who started this stuff. No disrespect to those guys, because I think they have spoke their piece and stood beside him, except through this whole ordeal, or at least recently anyway. But
yeah, better late than never, Charlie. But yeah, I feel exactly what you mean.
Anyway. Yeah. But with the Maxine thing, I just understand. I have a problem with that. Where are policies for our people? Look at her community. Look at her district. Look at the poverty that's happening in her own district.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so But she's the mascot now. She's a mascot for white women, for feminism, and all this other crap that's doing nothing for us. None of that is helping what's going on, the gentrification that Democrats are allowing in our communities. That's the only time you see them, gentrifying us or voting when it's time to vote. This past weekend when Nina Turner and all of them were at, my sister Nina Turner, let me give her that respect, was in the women's conference in Detroit. Hillary Clinton and none of those big label white women wouldn't show up, but they raised and saying because Bernie Sanders was initially on the platform to speak. But where was your golden ticket at? Where was she at? She was partying in New York with Tony Podesta for her birthday. I mean, it's a fact. Seriously. So why weren't you asking where was she? Why did she choose not to be there? Why wasn't Warren there? Why wasn't Pelosi? Why weren't these folks there speaking? All these women, white women that love black folks so much during the election. Guess what? Because they don't need you now. The election is over. She lost. They moving on to another platform. They'll come back and get you though.
Yeah.
If that convention was held during the election, every one of them would have been there, front and center. Hillary was the keynote speaker. But you mad because Bernie was given an opportunity to speak. I've never seen anything like it. I sit there and I watch these Twitter feeds and I'm thinking, this is literally outrageous. And you're talking about harassment, and I'm going to call her name out. Deborah Messing should have been kicked off Twitter. Should have been kicked off Twitter a long time ago. The type of harassment she did to Susan Sarandon, Nina Turner, and she still does those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
The craziness that goes on with these people who have an issue with someone who does not cater or fall down for the Democratic Party.
Why does it seem, Charlie, that us black folks, we really catch it, man, when we speak against these neoliberals? Because I don't know what it is. It happened to me a couple of days ago with Neera Tanden. And who comes in jumping in after, like, hey, look, Charlie, I let her have it. I let her have it. Good.
I saw some of it. I loved it.
All right. So a couple, this guy, I don't even want to give him any shine, but someone who you wouldn't know about him because he only has like 7,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that big is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets retweeted a lot. Excuse me. He gets retweeted a lot by like Neera Tanden, A.M. Joy may retweet him.
Mm-hmm.
And his thing was, well, there you go again, Tim Black, always jumping on women of color, always jumping on women of color for this and women of color for that. Look, it's not about the color or the gender of the person. It's her politics I can't stand. You understand what I'm saying? And it's always a black guy. They send him out to come at me on the misogynist tip. When I support women, I just don't support this woman. There is a difference. Is that something that you've experienced?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I really feel like white women and the neoliberals have bastardized feminism and racism till it's just almost, in the term woke and all this other stuff, it's so watered down and insulting now that it almost has no weight when they say something because it's being used to promote their agendas in the wrong way. Everyone is always, you can't be a black woman, or you can't be, you can't be this, or you're trying to talk about anytime you open your mouth about somebody, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I cannot be corrected. Doesn't mean that I can't be wrong. My quote unquote vagina does not give me a pass to say and do whatever I want to do to other people. My skin color, but they're using that. But they won't fight for us on things that are tangible, that mean something. They'll tear down a statue, but guess what? I didn't see nobody protesting about Black Panthers not getting their statue. I didn't see the Democratic Party last week raising hell saying, or even Mascot Maxine, why can't the Black Panther Party have a statue? They're not going to do these things for us. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily should have occurred one way or the other, but I'm just saying they're not going to do anything that's tangible to bring about substantive change for Black people, ever. It's a fact. They will use us for whatever they can. They pretend that it's, that they're all in favor of us. So, something goes on, like they, with this whole thing with Jamil Hill. Oh, it was just horrible. But where have you been on things, or even with Rose McGowan? I hear she's got an arrest warrant out now. When has a Black woman or a Black person had an arrest warrant issued in January, February, and you still walking around free? I mean, really? I'm serious. I'm being real serious. Wow. So white privilege is real. So they can, on both sides, on both sides of the aisle. So it's not even about a party thing. It's about getting a pass to be and do whatever you want to do. And white women want us to believe that they are oppressed. I'm done with it. And they want to use Black women as a barrier for their oppression, but they're not doing anything for us. They bash us and talk about, it's our fault that Hillary didn't win. Well, last I checked, y'all didn't vote for Hillary. Right. You all went and voted for Trump. And then Hillary says, well, they were being told by their husband. What husband do you know can go in the ballot box with you and make you a punch? Really? Who stands in a booth or wherever you're standing at? Is there somebody in there forcing you to vote for somebody? No one knows who you vote for. That's a conscious choice that you make.
It's intellectually dishonest is what it is, Charlie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I see it as they just want to co-opt Black people for their movements, for the sheer numbers, and also to be sanctimonious. Like this guy Tom Watson, who no one should really know him. Like,
he's terrible. I've seen him.
No one should know who this guy is, but he gets retweeted by these folks. And his claim to fame is a tweet that he made where he got 1,000 retweets, and guess what he used? Black people to do it. Oh, I feel so bad about Black people getting police brutality. But when I challenge him to stop labeling people like me as Russian bots because we disagree with Hillary, he goes into bash mode.
Right.
So I'm fine to use as a prop.
But she comes off.
Right. Exactly. I'm fine to use as a prop. They'll use you, Charlie, as a prop. But when you push back, now you're a Russian bot. Now you are a Trump supporter. That's the new thing, Anytime you disagree, you're a Trump supporter.
Exactly. Or you're not real, because Black people cannot be against Hillary Clinton, a Democratic Party. There is no way that we should be happy that mass incarceration has destroyed our communities. We should be happy that Black men have been put in a position, our Black boys and even our young girls, pipelines of prison, Black boys in LA or California are on the worst reading level across the country ever. But we got Mascot Maxine, all these folks talking about what Trump's doing rather than what's going on to help our people. We should be happy with all these things. There's no way I should be upset about it. I should be fine that Hillary has made money off of private prisons and calling our young boys super predators. She apologized.
Well,
really?
You know what, Charlie? I would be so upset about Maxine being wrong if I was allowed to challenge her without being labeled as a woman hater, a sexist, and heck, maybe they don't label me as racist, but they call you a coon or what have you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
she's saying now, from my understanding, that she had Russian bots after her. I don't know who they were. Maybe she's talking about me too. So they were trying to take her down. I used to respect her, and since I'm talking about her, I brought her up, and really loved what she stood for back in the day with Rodney King, et cetera. As a matter of fact, even when Obama was in office, initially, when he first came in office, Maxine took a lot of heat because she challenged him. And Black folk would, no, don't you talk about my president, yada, yada. So she started backing down. She even did a video of it. There's a video out there somewhere, I've seen it, for her talking about that. And then, but then she got in all this trouble with her financial issues and her family issues and illegal things that she was doing, supposedly. Okay, I'm gonna give her the doubt. benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. But anyway, and somehow they allowed that to go away, and then she became this big mascot. So you have to wonder, do those two have any kind of, somehow there's some relationship to, okay, you do this, we'll let this slide if you make sure you do X, Y, Z. But her whole persona changed after that to where she became this whole big mascot for the Democratic Party in a sense, and as opposed to standing up for what was right.